Welcome to Environment Time. Today we're going to talk about metal energy in human body.
Yes.
Let's watch the video first.
Yes.
Metal energy in human body. Body features and spiritual and behavioral manifestations. A metal energy type person has metal's natural character. The metal energy has the ability to compress from big to small, which makes many harvests and pushed out results. Autumn has a tightened atmosphere, leaves dry out, and the land goes desolate after harvests. Ancient people called this tight energy the metal energy. So a person who has a lot of metal energy looks compressed, square-faced, and square body. Spiritual and behavioral-wise, the metal energy type person is pressing, tightening, weighty, righteous, and law-abiding. The metal energy type person could do well at jobs that require being pressing, tightening, weighty, righteous, and law-abiding, such as soldier, policeman, judge, politician, leader, business owner, etc. A metal energy type person has a relatively big and strong lung and large intestine, because much metal energy is reserved in the organs that correspond to the metal energy. Lack of metal energy, the lung and large intestine will lose their abilities to compress, both of which are unhealthy. A yin metal energy type person has a bigger and stronger lungs, while a yang metal energy type person has a bigger and stronger large intestine. Due to the controlling sequence, metal energy controls tree energy. The metal energy type person has relatively small and weak organs that correspond to the tree energy, including liver and gallbladder. The power to lead and rule comes from the lung, and the power to revise comes from the large intestine. A metal energy type person can relatively easily lead, rule, and revise. Accordingly, the metal energy type person can do well in governing, remodeling, and design. However, due to the lack of tree energy caused by the controlling sequence, the metal energy type person could show lack of benevolence due to being too tense. Examples and diagnosis of a person's state who has unbalanced metal energy. We describe symptoms and diagnosis of lack of metal energy. These symptoms are more severe in autumn and during 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Psychosocial manifestations. Lack of metal energy could manifest as not being tight and not being law-abiding, such as overly relaxed, cannot finish, cannot finalize, depression, frequent crying, whimpering, sadness, cannot be cool, autocratic, suicidal, break rules, etc. Physical manifestations. Lack of metal energy can manifest as body symptoms such as pain in the lung and or large intestine and along the lung and or large intestine meridians. Pain in other body areas relate to the metal energy, pale face, fishy body smell, heat dryness, upper gingiva problem, forearm pain, first and second finger deformity, wrist pain, dysemia, coughing from the lungs, general colitis, irritable colon, watery stool, diarrhea, hemorrhoids, nasal bleeding with a pale face, general skin problems, little or no body hair, dry skin and rough skin, etc. Sneezing and farting are the relevant reflexes for replenishing the metal energy to be tight. They can also be treated as signs for the lack of metal energy. Areas in the body that relate to metal energy include lung, large intestine, areas along the lung, large intestine, and ren meridians, forearm, chest, nose, wrist, anus, body hair, and surface skin. Any pain sensitivity to touch, illness in these areas is an indication of lacking metal energy. Lung meridian yin, from under the joining point of clavicle and shoulder, zongfu, to the first fingernail's internal nail edge, shaoshang. Root point of the lung meridian is zongfu. Large intestine meridian yang, from the second finger's internal nail edge, xiangyang, to the crease of the lower corner of the other side of the nose, yingxiang. Root point of the large intestine meridian is tianshu. Ren meridian, from the bottom of the body, huoyan, to below the lower lip, changjiang. Deep metal energy illnesses could show up on the ren meridian. The root point of a meridian is the acupoint on the meridian closest to the internal organ. If there is a problem with the internal organ, pressing the root point will be sensitive or painful. Pulse diagnosis. The standard method for diagnosis of the lack of metal energy is through checking pulse. The metal energy lacking pulse scatters and spreads like fire, and its boundary is unclear and gentle. It's also soft, wide, and short like cotton or feather. So in the ancient days, people called it mo'mek. Other clues. The small universe of the human body is closely related to the larger cosmos, and problems in the larger cosmos also reflect problems in our own small universe. If there is a symptom of metal energy deficiency in your environment, not being tightened and righteous, such as overly relaxed, cannot finish, depression, cannot be cool, autocratic, suicidal, break rules, etc. Let's first check whether we have the problem of metal energy deficiency and whether we have managed to be tight and righteous. Nature also gives us clues. For example, sometimes disasters caused by excessive tightness occur in the environment, such as drought, cold, desertification, etc. Then when we see such a disaster or hear about such a disaster on the news, we should check whether we lack metal energy and whether we have managed to be tight and righteous. Methods for nourishing metal energy. Pulse management. We stimulate acupoints to release bad energies stuck in the metal energy meridians and make space for good metal energy to come in. In a balanced yin-yang state, for lung, yin, problems, Xiaoshang is the acupoint to stimulate. For large intestine yang problems, Xianyang is the acupoint to stimulate. For unbalanced yin-yang state, Liu Qu is the acupoint to stimulate. Applying pressure at the acupoint is a simple way for stimulation. Needling is an advanced stimulation method and should be applied with caution and under guidance. Heating up body. Applying heat to areas of the body that are experiencing symptoms of metal energy deficiency can increase circulation and help restore metal energy. Regimen. Foods associated with the metal energy are spicy and fishy taste foods. We can take these foods to supplement the metal energy. In application, we should also consider the yin-yang attributes of the food, i.e., for the lack of yin energy, one should take yin energy food. Here are some foods associated with metal energy. Grains, brown rice, adelaide. Fruits, hard peach, pear. Vegetables, radish. Beverages, ginger tea, peppermint tea. Meats, fish, shellfish, lung meat, large intestine meat. Spices, green onion, ginger, garlic, red pepper, pepper mustard, wasabi, chili paste. Note, the taste of food may vary in different regions, weather conditions, farming and processing methods, etc. Please check the taste of your food to decide its energy. Exercise and activities. We can use basic respiration by abdominal cavity and do chest expansion, wrist, neck exercises to supplement metal energy. Environment. To supplement metal energy, we can add white color to the environment, i.e., wearing white clothes and using white-colored items. We can also increase metal and glass objects, increase square-shaped objects, and reduce reverse triangle-shaped objects. Listening to piano and trumpet music can also help replenish the metal energy. Virtue and behavioral alignment. If there is a lack of metal energy, we should consider whether we have achieved tightness and righteousness from the perspective of virtue and behavior. We should be tight and weighty, righteous and law-abiding.
All right, that's the video. And I think, because I'm a metal energy person, so I want to explain a little bit about actually the supporting sequence, right? So how does good metal energy form? So
the metal energy birth story.
Right. Story about the metal energy. So metal energy comes from the earth energy. Earth energy has to do with truthfulness.
Yes.
Right? So metal energy can involve in fighting a lot because it's metal. You told me before, like fighting and see whose knife is bigger. The bigger knife will win. Almost give the feeling of that. But I think we don't fight for the sake of fighting.
If you consider supporting sequence.
Right. You have to think about why are we fighting and where do we go from the fighting. We don't want to stuck in the metal energy period by fighting. We come from truthfulness, which is earth energy, then because there could be different people have different truths, different point of view, then we can fight, argue, then we reach consensus, and we go to water energy.
Sure. Yeah.
Right? Water energy is wisdom. So that's the purpose of metal energy.
So short fighting is better.
right. Short fighting is better. The purpose is water energy type.
Yes.
Tranquil, regeneration, and to do something better.
Yeah, not poor fighting.
Right, not enjoy fighting. No. The metal energy.
Right.
I don't enjoy fighting, but I feel like sometimes I may have strong opinions because I want to get things done. And also how it works is compression, really. So lots of things happen in a short period of time. In that period of time, you have to make a decision. So if you look at human history, a lot of inventions, innovations are done in a very stressful period of time, like during the war. There are lots of innovations, and then when there's a scarcity of resources and the disaster situation, then people become innovative because of the compression.
Yes.
Yeah, but the idea is to get out of the compression, not enjoy the compression.
Right.
And last long.
Kind of our brain fighting.
Right. So healthy metal energy is good for establishing rules and clarify thoughts in a compressed period of time.
So it's necessary.
It is necessary, but it comes from truthfulness. It goes to wisdom.
Yeah. So I think I saw many times people has a confrontation, and then for the fighting during the process, the measuring process, measuring is from metal energy too, and they hurt each other's heart. That's the problem. And then they forget why we started this.
Right.
And the first moment, but they just only get stressed from their wound.
Right.
And then more fighting. So emotional discussion, emotional fighting, and then they cannot stop like a child. So that's a problem. So metal energy is the kind of negative aspect. So real health metal energy is not related like that. Yes.
Yeah, I want to ask you from a fire energy point of view. Fire controls the metal. So how do you deal with metal energy?
Heal wound.
Yes.
So I just can tell if your metal energy cry or like melt, usually their expression is cry. So because usually metal energy person, they don't cry, they doesn't cry much, and they can control their sadness very well than other people. So if we make a metal energy person cry, that means we touch their heart because they have their fire energy too, inside their heart, but something they couldn't express, So, but they watch very impressive moment and then turn to the place and then look at their wound and then don't hate each other, and then they're like kind of the knife can melt.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, because of this, I got some heart wound. So I think a metal energy person, very important. One time I think you said to me, you watch your emotion. It's very important for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So to understand. But also I'm like water energy person too, right? So I feel like sometimes it's hard to differentiate. Like what I do, sometimes it's a little bit mixed together too. Yeah.
So as a metal water person, they have make a way and then keep the guideline as a protector, and also make some creative way. But sometimes earth metal person, maybe it's not easy to move next step.
Right.
Yeah. So we can more like look at the people in the history who was a earth metal person and really doctrine or some too much, probably cannot open their heart. So that's like not only the person's fault. We are surrounded with many people. So someone can hurt. So someone had hurted them, and someone maybe couldn't heal them. So I think everybody have a power to heal somebody. It's very important. Remind ourselves.
So anyway, the water energy is our next discussion in the next program. So
how we can make a wise way.
Right. So, well, let's keep on applying five elements in our daily life. And we'll see you next time in our water energy wisdom discussion.
Yes.
And don't miss it.
Yes, don't miss.
All right, bye.